Today is the final day of November, or Movember as many call it. It's a global campaign to raise awareness about men's health by growing mustaches or beards in support of the cause. I want to bring in Dr. Peter Lind, a primary care physician at Jupiter Medical Center Physician Group, to talk about the importance of raising awareness when it comes to men's health. Do you feel like Movember really gives the awareness that it deserves? Because men oftentimes, I'm not categorizing, but from experience, neglect their health and those visits, unlike women.
Yes, it's a global initiative. So in many countries around the world, it's more popular than here in America. It started in Australia with a group of friends who decided to grow a mustache one November to raise awareness about prostate cancer and depression in men. It's subsequently become a global event with millions of participants worldwide.
And so talk a little bit about the campaign. Of course, people are going to be getting the razors out later on today to shave that mustache or beard that they're not used to. But what can men do to help them live longer? What are some simple steps?
So one of the things we find with men is that if they have a very strong relationship with family and friends, they tend to be more likely to take care of themselves, so they're more likely to have preventive care measures. They're also less likely to have mental health challenges, so we want to encourage our men to work on their family relationships and their friends, keeping their friends active. We also like to remind men that by the age of 50, they should be discussing cancer screenings with their doctors. If they have a family history of certain cancers, they should probably discuss it even earlier than 50. We like to ask all our men and our women too to live a healthy lifestyle, to eat a healthy diet, stay active, get regular exercise, avoid tobacco, limit alcohol, limit high-risk behaviors. And so that's in general what we like to do.
And I know that the certain cancers directed at men, we're talking testicular or prostate cancer. Jupiter Medical Center, you have a strong program there to make sure you're treating those cancers and the screenings.
Right, so we like to have our men be aware of the signs and symptoms of testicular cancer and prostate cancer and report them to their doctor as soon as possible. At Jupiter Medical Center, we have a multidisciplinary approach to cancer care with experts in cancer care. We also have the latest technologies available to us for both diagnostics and treatments. Last year, we launched our next day oncology appointment system, which enables our patients to get in early to get their cancer treatment started. And today, we're having a ribbon cutting on our brand new state-of-the-art Johnny and Terry Gray Surgical Institute. That Surgical Institute will be an incredible new resource for our community and will create even more access to world-class care.
That's fantastic. Thank you for being here. It's always important to talk about any medical screenings and why, you have to talk about it. Why it's good to have those annual appointments. I'm always on my husband. I'm making sure those appointments are made, that blood is drawn, and that he is always being checked out. If you'd like to learn more about Movember, even though it wraps up today, but if you want to participate next year, we've got more information on our website, WPBF.com. Doctor, thank you for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.